Welcome everybody to yet another Coffee Time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and I scream into the void. Well met, and today I want to scream about the tower, the endless tower or the simulated battle trials. Let's head to the HIH so you're 100% sure what I'm talking about. So, this mod, as you might have guessed if you've been watching the channel, I absolutely loved it. I climbed to floor 100 within 10 hours of it releasing. I had a freaking blast with this, and I hope this is a permanent feature, and I hope it's an addition they'll keep on building on. Now, if I were to make some guesses on where they're gonna be taking this tower, is that I think that they're gonna be opening up these other pods for events. I think this one, might stay as it is, might stay, permanent. But I think we're gonna get event towers in the other ones. I think that's why, there are so many others here. So maybe an event brings out 25 new floors with, special set of rules. Or in this one, section 6 is buffed. Whatever. Electric is buffed, attacker is buffed. Towers with some tweaks to them. But I want to talk about the tower that we actually did get. And I think it is an excellent addition to the game. Although, what's become a little bit clear is that it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I enjoy it. I loved it. And a big part of, or like the only reason I was able to get, to floor 100, or even close, is Caesar. Caesar is so mandatory in this tower because after a certain stage, and it's not very far in, I think it's like, after stage 30 or 35, somewhere around that ballpark, every hit one-shots you, basically. And you don't heal between stages. And what Caesar does is that she allows you to tank a hit and then reapply your shield, and then you can tank another hit. So instead of your characters just, boom, instantly dropping like flies, when you make one little mistake, you get to try again. And without Caesar, I would not have attempted past 30, 35, 40. Definitely wouldn't have gotten up to 100. Would it be doable? Yes. It would, but I think that it would siphon all of the fun out of it. Because if my characters had died every time, my shield broke, or instead of my shield breaking, like it did a billion times, while my characters died, I think I would have given up. So there's a difference between challenging and, let's say, infuriating. And if you don't have Caesar, I don't think you're gonna have necessarily the most fun time, and I don't think most players are even trying to push themselves in the tower if they don't have Caesar. So I don't like that she's kind of mandatory in order to progress into the tower. Now you might be saying, hey, you don't get any rewards past 25, and getting to 25 without Caesar is perfectly doable, and yeah, it is 100%. But I do think that a lot of people want to push themselves in tower as well. And, not having Caesar then kind of sucks. Especially since Caesar was released way before the tower. So, you had no real indication that, Caesar was going to be mandatory in order to push yourself in this game mode. Now, there are some things they could have done to that. They could have, ramped up the difficulty in other ways than, being one-shot. And if you were going to get one-shot by stuff, maybe keep the attack indicators. So after you get past a certain stage, the little yellow flash or red flash, depending on the attack, that you get slightly before the attack, that is like your parry or dodge window, that one disappears. And some enemies, especially the tweaked one or the new enemies, they have a close to none wind up to their attack. It just, happens, boom, super quick. There's no way to guard against it. And even switching characters is risky as all hell, because your old character will, still be staying on the ground. Very much able to be one shot by whatever attack, even if you have Caesar, because Caesar shields only apply to the current character on the field. So if you switch out character, that old character will still stay on the field for like a second and then disappear, but during that second they are unprotected. So not the greatest. So yeah, you can obviously make it harder in other ways. Make some stages, have a lot less time, perhaps. Like I don't think one shot is necessarily the best choice. Like there are other ways to implement difficulty into the tower. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be that you get one shot by everything. Some stages you might tweak the timer, because on my way to 100 I don't think I ever exceeded 5 minutes, and you have 10 minutes to beat it. Maybe having the challenge be other stuff than necessarily that you just get one shot, because that makes it almost unplayable without Caesar. Can some players master it without? Yeah, but 99.8% of all people that doesn't have Caesar, I don't think they're gonna be too bothered, because there is a difference between challenging and infuriating. And if you have to make 400 perfect decisions and you make one wrong and then it's over, then that is gonna scare away a lot of players. So I hope we see more of the Battle Tower. I hope we see different additions to the Battle Tower, different events, and I do hope we get either we get other units that kind of works like Caesar and like enables you to climb through it, or we need other stuff that's not that you get one shot, or they at least need to keep the attack indicators so you have a real chance of dodging. But all in all, excellent freaking addition to the game. I really enjoy the Battle Tower. And it's really good, and it's really great to see how many freaking, endgame modes they're giving us already. Genshin took, was it 3 years until we got the Imaginary Theater? Like, for the longest time in Genshin, we had only the Howling Abyss. We already have more endgame modes in this currently than we do in Genshin currently. And this has been out for, what is it now, like 4 months? So obviously that's a massive, clap. So with this update, we got 2 new endgame modes. We got the Battle Tower and also the Mystery of the Arpeggio Fault. And this one is also fun, and I'm also hoping that this won't, just go away, because I kind of liked it. If you hate TVs, will you like it? Maybe not. Although I have heard some people in the community that are very much against the TVs, and they've kind of enjoyed the Arpeggio one. So yeah, let me know in the comments what changes would you like to see to the tower, or do you consider the tower to be perfect? Would you like to see other towers? Do you hate it? And since we touched upon it, but that's not Coffee Time on its own, how are you liking the Arpeggio Fault? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Everybody, thank you for joining yet another Coffee Time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and I scream into the void. Until next time, Hako out.